The 60 best horror movies of all time. Do you like scary movies? You've come to the right place. From classics to modern masterpieces, prepare for a terrifying journey through the dark and twisted world of horror. This video includes a variety of subgenres such as slashers, vampires, and zombies, and features films that have made significant cultural impact. Brace yourself for the ultimate scare fest. Number 60. Cloverfield, 2008. A group of friends venture deep into the streets of New York on a rescue mission during a rampaging monster attack. Number 59. Drag Me to Hell, 2009. A lone officer who evicts an old woman from her home finds herself the recipient of a supernatural curse. Desperate, she turns to a seer to try and save her soul, while evil forces work to push her to a breaking point. Number 58. X, 2022. In 1979, a group of young filmmakers set out to make a film in rural Texas, but when their reclusive, elderly hosts catch them in the act, the cast find themselves fighting for their lives. Number 57. Annihilation, 2018. A biologist signs up for a dangerous, secret expedition into a mysterious zone where the laws of nature don't apply. Number 56. Talk to Me. When a group of friends discover how to conjure spirits using an embalmed hand, they become hooked on the new thrill, until one of them goes too far and unleashes terrifying supernatural forces. Number 55. M3 Gone, 2022. A robotics engineer at a toy company builds a lifelike doll that begins to take on a life of its own. Number 54. Don't Breathe. Hoping to walk away with a massive fortune, a trio of thieves break into the house of a blind man who isn't as helpless as he seems. Number 53. Lost Boys. After moving to a new town, two brothers discover that the area is a haven for vampires. Number 52. The Conjuring. Paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren work to help a family terrorized by a dark presence in their farmhouse. Number 51. The Ring. A journalist must investigate a mysterious videotape which seems to cause the death of anyone 1 week to the day after they view it. Number 50. The Invisible Man. When Cecilia's abusive ex takes his own life and leaves her his fortune, she suspects his death was a hoax. As a series of coincidences turn lethal, Cecilia works to prove that she is being hunted by someone nobody can see. Number 49. Menu. A young couple travels to a remote island to eat at an exclusive restaurant where the chef has prepared a lavish menu, with some shocking surprises. Number 48. Nope. The residents of a lonely gulch in inland California bear witness to an uncanny and chilling discovery. Number 47. The Wailing. Soon after a stranger arrives in a little village, a mysterious sickness starts spreading. A policeman, drawn into the incident, is forced to solve the mystery in order to save his daughter. Number 46. Friday the 13th. A group of camp counselors trying to reopen a summer camp called Crystal Lake, which has a grim past, are stalked by a mysterious killer. Number 45. The Evil Dead. 5 friends travel to a cabin in the woods, where they unknowingly release flesh-possessing demons. Number 44. Misery. After a famous author is rescued from a car crash by a fan of his novels, he comes to realize that the care he is receiving is only the beginning of a nightmare of captivity and abuse. Number 43. 2 strangers awaken in a room with no recollection of how they got there, and soon discover they're pawns in a deadly game perpetrated by a notorious serial killer. Number 42. American Psycho. A wealthy New York City investment banking executive, Patrick Bateman, hides his alternate psychopathic ego from his co-workers and friends as he delves deeper into his violent, hedonistic fantasies. Number 41. Train to Busan. While a zombie virus breaks out in South Korea, passengers struggle to survive on the train from Seoul to Busan. Number 40. Mother. A couple's relationship is tested when uninvited guests arrive at their home, disrupting their tranquil existence. Number 39. The Day of the Beast. Bent on committing as many sins as possible to avert the birth of the beast, a Catholic priest teams up with a black metal aficionado and an Italian connoisseur of the occult. Now he must become an unrelenting sinner. Is there still hope? Number 38. Poltergeist. A family's home is haunted by a host of demonic ghosts. Number 37. A Nightmare on Elm Street. Teenager Nancy Thompson must uncover the dark truth concealed by her parents after she and her friends become targets of the spirit of a serial killer with a bladed glove in their dreams, in which if they die, it kills them in real life. Number 36. Green Room. A punk rock band is forced to fight for survival after witnessing a murder at a neo-Nazi skinhead bar. Number 35. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. 5 friends head out to rural Texas to visit the grave of a grandfather. On the way, they stumble across what appears to be a deserted house, only to discover something sinister within. Something armed with a chainsaw. Number 34. Follows. A young woman is followed by an unknown supernatural force after a sexual encounter. Number 33. Flip. 3 girls are kidnapped by a man with a diagnosed 23 distinct personalities. They must try to escape before the apparent emergence of a frightful new 24th. Number 32. The Blair Witch Project. 3 film students vanish after traveling into a Maryland forest to film a documentary on the local Blair Witch legend, leaving only their footage behind. Number 31. The Others. During World War II, a woman who lives with her 2 photosensitive children on her darkened old family estate in the Channel Islands becomes convinced that the home is haunted. Number 30. A family's serene beach vacation turns to chaos when their doppelgangers appear and begin to terrorize them. Number 29. Let the Right One In. Oscar, an overlooked and bullied boy, finds love and revenge through Eli, a beautiful but peculiar girl. Number 28. Shaun of the Dead. The uneventful, aimless lives of a London electronics salesman and his layabout roommate are disrupted by the zombie apocalypse. Number 27. The Host. A monster emerges from Seoul's Han River and begins attacking people. One victim's loving family does what it can to rescue her from its clutches. Number 26. The Omen. Mysterious deaths surround an American ambassador. Could the child that he is raising actually be the Antichrist, the devil's own son? Number 25. Carrie. Carrie White, a shy, friendless teenage girl who is sheltered by her domineering religious mother, unleashes her telekinetic powers after being humiliated by her classmates at her senior prom. Number 24. 28 Days Later. For weeks after a mysterious, incurable virus spreads throughout the UK, a handful of survivors try to find sanctuary. Number 23. The Witch. A family in 1630s New England is torn apart by the forces of witchcraft, black magic and possession. Number 22. When Evil Lurks. In a remote village, 2 brothers find a demon-infected man just about to give birth to evil itself. They decide to get rid of the body, only to end up unintentionally spreading chaos. Number 21. Night of the Living Dead. A ragtag group of Pennsylvanians barricade themselves in an old farmhouse to remain safe from a horde of flesh-eating ghouls that are ravaging the east coast of the United States. Number 20. Scream. A year after the murder of her mother, a teenage girl is terrorized by a masked killer who targets her and her friends by using scary movies as part of a deadly game. Number 19. An American Werewolf in London. 2 American college students on a walking tour of Britain are attacked by a werewolf that none of the locals will admit exists. Number 18. Suspiria. An American newcomer to a prestigious German ballet academy comes to realize that the school is a front for something sinister amid a series of grisly murders. Number 17. Aliens. Decades after surviving the Nostromo incident, Ellen Ripley is sent out to re-establish contact with a terraforming colony but finds herself battling the alien queen and her offspring. Number 16. Rosemary's Baby. A young couple trying for a baby moves into an aging, ornate apartment building on Central Park West, where they find themselves surrounded by peculiar neighbors. Number 15. The Fly. A brilliant but eccentric scientist begins to transform into a giant man-slash-fly hybrid after one of his experiments goes horribly wrong. Number 14. A Quiet Place. A family struggles for survival in a world where most humans have been killed by blind but noise-sensitive creatures. They are forced to communicate in sign language to keep the creatures at bay. Number 13. The Thing. A research team in Antarctica is hunted by a shape-shifting alien that assumes the appearance of its victims. Number 12. In the summer of 1989, a group of bullied kids band together to destroy a shape-shifting monster, which disguises itself as a clown and preys on the children of Derry, their small Maine town. Number 11. Hereditary. A grieving family is haunted by tragic and disturbing occurrences. Number 10. Halloween. 15 years after murdering his sister on Halloween night 1963, Michael Myers escapes from a mental hospital and returns to the small town of Haddonfield, Illinois to kill again. Number 9. Midsummer. A couple travels to Northern Europe to visit a rural hometown's fabled Swedish Midsummer Festival. What begins as an idyllic retreat quickly devolves into an increasingly violent and bizarre competition at the hands of a pagan cult. Number 8. Alien. The crew of a commercial spacecraft encounters a deadly life form after investigating an unknown transmission. Number 7. The Sixth Sense. Malcolm Crowe, a child psychologist, starts treating a young boy, Cole, who encounters dead people and convinces him to help them. In turn, Cole helps Malcolm reconcile with his estranged wife. Number 6. Birds. A wealthy San Francisco socialite pursues a potential boyfriend to a small Northern California town that slowly takes a turn for the bizarre when birds of all kinds suddenly begin to attack people. Number 5. Get Out. A young African-American visits his white girlfriend's parents for the weekend, where his simmering uneasiness about their reception of him eventually reaches a boiling point. Number 4. When a killer shark unleashes chaos on a beach community off Cape Cod, it's up to a local sheriff, a marine biologist, and an old seafarer to hunt the beast down. Number 3. The Exorcist. When a teenage girl is possessed by a mysterious entity, her mother seeks the help of 2 priests to save her daughter. Number 2. Draco. A Phoenix secretary embezzles $40,000 from her employer's client, goes on the run and checks into a remote motel run by a young man under the domination of his mother. Number 1. The Shining. A family heads to an isolated hotel for the winter where a sinister presence influences the father into violence, while his psychic son sees horrific forebodings from both past and future. Thank you for watching.